What we're asking tonight is whether the cult of personality has now taken over the BJP, something which the Congress has often been criticized for. And Mr. Yogendra Yadav also joins us for this segment on the program. And let me ask you first, Mr. Yadav, as an observer of politics, seeing the cult of personality, for instance, in the Congress, right from Indira Gandhi's time, then, sort of the obsession with the Gandhi family that continues. What do you think is interesting in the way the BJP has evolved? Today, it's very much all about Mr. Modi.
You could say that again. There's no doubt about this. Mr. Modi must have observed Indira Gandhi very, very closely, I think. This is what we are witnessing is a very careful mix of spin doctrine of the most subtle variety, pure propaganda of the most astute and muscular variety, and let us not forget some very crude coercion of the media. All that is being built into that. And there is no doubt that Mr. Modi is at the moment more powerful than his party. This is standard Indira Gandhi trick of bypassing his own party to reach to the people, which is exactly what Mrs. Gandhi had done. Of course, he's done better than that, so obviously Congress cannot complain. What we need to think about is what implications it has for our democracy, because a leader who is popular, and let us not for a moment deny the fact that he is popular, as someone who is a critic of Mr. Modi, who is an adversary, I would not wish to deny the fact that he is popular today, way above anyone else. But let us not also draw conclusion that he is popular because he may have done spectacular work. I think the contrast between him and other leaders available is just too sharp, which gives him an opportunity, and of course he's very smart to use that opportunity. So yes, we are witnessing a new kind of personality cult of the kind that country has not witnessed before, not since Indira Gandhi's time.
Well, before I come to Mr. Rao and Pawan on that, Prashant, your observations on this. You remember the whole India is Indira, Indira is India, and that was at one point, and now you have Mr. Modi, who's clearly sort of the domineering figure in Indian politics today, in the BJP today. Some would say, though, that this is a different sort of brand of personality cult than the Congress, which was perhaps, more sycophantic, some would say, and Mr. Modi's sort of imagery, or at least his management of his image, maybe a little smarter as he tries to project himself. It may not be as obvious as the way the Gandhis did it. What do you think?
I'll make 3 or 4 points, so give me a few minutes, Nidhi. The first is that what we are seeing is not something unique to Mr. Modi. He's been, you talked about the Congress, Yogenji talked about Indira Gandhi. We have been seeing increasingly in every state that this is becoming a contest between personalities. Jayalalitha was a personality cult, yeah. Mayawati is a personality cult, Mamata Banerjee is a personality cult, right? So there is we have to acknowledge that. The second, and I'll quote a very senior ex-BJP General Secretary here, who told me, and who has worked with Mr. Modi, that Mr. Modi's forte is political marketing, because he understands politics is about power. Power comes from elections. Elections are about images, signaling and messaging, and therefore politics is about images, signaling and messaging. To do this, you need infrastructure, you need technology, you need resources, and you need to know how to blend it. And I think Mr. Modi has done that very well. The third thing I'll say is that this is a man who clearly knows how to reinvent his image as well. Between 2002 and 2007, Mr. Modi was a Hindu Hriday Samrat. After 2007, we saw a subtle shift, and then leading up to almost 2016 into a Vikas Purush, while retaining elements of the Hindu leader image. And over the past year, we have seen a third underappreciated shift, a Garibo ka Neta, while he remains a Vikas Purush and a Hindu leader. And so there has been this personality cult, but there has also been the reinvention of the personality at different points. And can I just make one final point, which is that along with this personality cult, what we are also seeing is ruthless expansion of the organization. And I think there is a combination of the personality and organizational expansion that is happening in the BJP, which makes it so formidable.
Well, how does that then, though, make the BJP different from, say, the Congress party, Mr. GVL Rao? Because I think the BJP prided itself on being the party with the difference that it wasn't a party that was only centered around one leader. Would you concede today that it is all about Mr. Modi for the BJP?
No, there are some fundamental differences, Nidhi, because BJP is inherently a democratic party, unlike a family-run party like the Congress, where the leadership is confined to only Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, and maybe his
but in the BJP, it's only Amit Shah and Narendra Modi.
Later on, in the BJP, can I just complete? There are no permanent leaders in the BJP. It is all. This is the true. This is a real celebration of democracy. How does it happen in the West? The Prime Minister Modi has won a presidential kind of a contest. I think where people have enormous faith and trust in him. You don't win people's trust and popularity through marketing and advertising. If anybody thinks that way, I think they are being extremely disingenuous. I think people have trust based on your performance. Prime Minister Mr. Modi has performed. He has actually been able to fulfill the aspirations of the people. He's been able to tell the people, he has convinced the people that he is the one who is creating a new India. So people have faith in him, and certainly the party, he is the undisputed leader of the party. But it doesn't mean that the BJP functions like Congress. Even today, the Congress party decisions have to be made in the family. Priyanka Gandhi, who has no position in the Congress.
But Mr. Rao, in the BJP,
Robert
the decisions
Vadra,
are
Sonia
clearly,
Gandhi, Rahul
wouldn't you
Gandhi
concede
decide.
that in the BJP, the decisions are Mr. Modi's and Mr. Amit Shah's? Who else decides in the BJP? Such as you have the Gandhis, and you're right about the Congress.
No, they have a Sangh Parivar also. You forget another Parivar.
Yes, and you do have Mohan
I think you have to
Bhagwat.
understand. Mr. Modi, please understand. Today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji brings the heft and the entire support base to the party. What does Rahul Gandhi bring to the Congress?
No,
I think he has only been taking the
Talk
Congress
about your
down
party,
and
about
down.
my party, I
Yet
think
he
I'll comment.
continues to,
No,
yet he
but
continues to dominate the
But
Congress.
that is what Indira
We are
Gandhi
here-
also brought to
here
the
the
Congress when
leadership
she
is
was
based
the
on
domineering
performance.
figure in the Congress, and they were saying India is Indira, Indira is India. The same could have been said of her that time. I just want to ask you one thing. You know, in the past, senior ministers have used these words to describe Mr. Modi. And again, I talk about the love for acronyms: modifier of developing India, maker of developed India, mood of developing India, God's gift to India, messiah of the poor, reformer, transformer, performer. I mean, these are actually just some of the phrases that have been used. It doesn't sound sycophantic to you just a little bit, Mr. Rao?
No, I think, you see, a lot of these things, you just have to go into the public and talk to them. I think you will hear, I think, a lot more appreciation and a lot more praise for the Prime Minister than what you hear from the leaders of the BJP. I think, honestly, I would think, in my opinion, leaders, party leaders, because the BJP is rooted in a different kind of a culture. You don't find many leaders really speaking in this language, but go to the common people.
Venkaiah Naidu to you, sir.
And you will hear.
These are Mr.
You will
Venkaiah
hear
Naidu's
a much
comments
greater
from last year.
appreciation for the Prime Minister.
But these are effusive words of praise. Having said that, the Congress really can't Pawan today. I mean, you guys started the cult of personality, and it continues till today. I mean, there is a kind of a deification that was there of Indira Gandhi, and you know, everything in the Congress centers around the Gandhis, Sonia and Rahul.
Nidhi, let's admit a fact that ours is a very feudal mindset as a country. Whether it's MGR, NTR, Jayalalitha, Mayawati, Mamta, the examples that my friend Prashant gave, it's the way we are. So let's not say this party does it and that party does not do it. Having said that, in the BJP, now you have some bubbles take a lot of time to burst. These are bubbles which I absolute hats off to the Prime Minister for his excellent media management. There are some channels which keep giving him cover fire by raking up non-issues and making them into huge issues, so that the actual issues of scams, like huge scams like GSPC scam, Vyapam, Lalit Modi, where their own foreign minister bypasses her ministry to get him a passport. All these scams are getting beautifully covered by a section of the media. He has a very friendly, very tame, very domesticated media which has never been seen in this country before. They talk about the Gandhis. Now, I wish the Gandhis had continued doing what was being done in the Congress earlier, deification of the Gandhis. The last 5 governments which the Congress was either leading or supporting did not have a Gandhi as the Prime Minister. It was a fairly democratic setup, and I think we are paying the price for that. I am sorry, but I seriously, personally feel we are paying the price for that. In this government, nothing moves without, as a BJP leader, very senior BJP leader tells me, without the 2G, the 2 Gujaratis. Amit Shah and Narendra Modi.
That's a new one.
So, you talk about our 2G, I am talking about their 2G. Nothing moves. Now, the difference between Manmohan Singh or Congress government and this government, let me finish, is that, you know, we seriously had a vision which we could not market. As against our vision, Modi ji has a television, brilliant television. Excellent performance for the television.
Have you been chatting with Sambit, because he normally comes up with this, with these phrases?
I have not.
No, but you know, that's not fair, because I say that's not fair because the Congress is very much a party that sort of is run, you know, by the family, and that's a fact. I mean, even Manmohan Singh had to, you know, take instructions from Sonia Gandhi.
No, I don't think there were any. If the instruction bit was true, then a lot of the NSC recommendations would have got implemented. Some of them, unfortunately, did not get implemented. No, I'm sorry. This is a misnomer that Manmohan Singh ji was controlled, remote controlled, unlike this government, which is remote controlled by two people.
But you know, I think Yogendra Yadav raises a more fundamental point, which is Yogendra Yadav, as Prashant rightly pointed out, it's not unique to the BJP, as you yourself said. This is something that's been happening for a while. Why do you think, though, as you seem to suggest, that this has implications for our democracy now? What is different about this personality, this politics of the personality cult today, as we're seeing it played out with Mr. Modi?
What is different here is that it has serious implications. I think Prashant made a very fair point that it's not limited only at the center, it's been happening across the states, and we should accept that. We should also accept a very fair point that Jivil Narasimha Rao made, that Mr. Modi's entry to where he is today is not because of where he was born. And that's a fundamental difference with Congress. From that, of course, we cannot generalize that he is popular because he has performed. We may have had feudal mindset, but in this respect, it is different. I do not think that Mr. Pawan Khera really gets it when he says it's a bubble. Bubbles burst on their own. No, sir, this is not a bubble. And if Congress believes this to be the case, then it's still living in an unreal world. We face serious implications for democracy because unlike in the emergency days, today the world is of media, which has much greater possibility of reaching to the nook and corner. I agree with Pawan Khera that we have tame media unlike ever before. I would simply say, with the exception of emergency, the media has never been tamer in this country and pro-ruling party than was the case during emergency. So we are dealing with something very dangerous. We are dealing with something where the fundamentals of our democracy can be brought down, something where fundamental democratic tenets are being gradually eroded, and it could compromise one of the biggest achievements of India in the last 70 years. So let's not fool ourselves. We are dealing with a phenomena which can compromise the very quality of our republic.